Hi, and welcome to this new episode. This episode will show you how to sing high, powerful high notes without any straining using the power of what I call the coughing muscle. Let's dive into it. So this episode will show you the power of your coughing muscle and how you can use that muscle to sing high notes really powerfully without any straining, because that's one of the mistakes that many beginner singers make. They want to sing high notes, so what they do is push their voices and put all of that tension around their larynx to squeeze out that high note. And well, the result is that the high note might not be on pitch, or it's strained, and then that results into loudness. We don't want to have that. The second mistake that many beginner singers make is linking singing high notes with lots of volume. And the mistake there is that people will push their voices in thinking of, oh, I need to be really loud in order to sing that high note. But the truth is that you can also hit the high notes in a lower volume. You can sing very quiet notes in those higher pitches. So loudness and pitch is not always related. Now, this is most of the times what we want, because that's what we hear all the famous artists on the radio sing. So we want to have those powerful high notes, but we cannot forget that singing high is not necessarily linked with singing loud. I hope that makes sense, because once you are aware of these mistakes that many beginner singers make, pushing and straining the voice to sing those high notes and also linking loudness with high notes, once you know that these mistakes are happening, that's when we are in the world of what I called the trained singer. And the trained singer is going to combine the power of the chest voice. So the power of the chest voice combined with the flexibility and the range of the head voice muscle. So we can dive deeper into all of that, but know that you have different registers like chest voice and head voice, and there's different muscles getting activated when singing in those registers. And so when you're singing in your chest voice register, your chest voice muscle will be activated, and that muscle is responsible for thickness of the vocal cords. In other words, you get to get power out of that muscle. Now, if you're going into the higher pitches and you're singing in your head voice register, there's another muscle that will get activated. I call that the head voice muscle. And when the head voice muscle is activated, that will actually help to lengthen the vocal cords. And vocal cords that are more lengthened will sound higher in pitch. So what we want is to have the best of both worlds. The power of the chest voice muscle, and then the range and flexibility of the head voice muscle. And that's what the confident singer and the trained singer really knows how to utilize. Also, what the trained singer is doing is whenever they feel that they're straining their voices, they know they're doing something wrong. So that's definitely something that you can start to implement as well. As soon as you feel straining or pushing or tension or hoarseness, those are signs that we're doing something wrong in our voice use. In other words, we need to be looking at our vocal technique to sing those powerful high notes without the straining or the pushing or the hoarseness. That's what the trained singer really is skilled to do, and that's where we want to move towards. So as you know, we're always operating from 4 pillars. We're working from the singer self to freedom formula, and we have 4 pillars. Right now, we are in the second pillar, which is the vocal technique pillar. So let's look at what that coughing muscle exactly is. So this muscle has a scientific name that no one remembers, in Latin, the transversus abdominis. Now I call that the coughing muscle because it's the muscle that gets activated when you're coughing. So put your finger in your navel like this, and then one hand below that. Now, if you put your other hand below your first hand, there's this spot. It's also where your bladder is. So if you need to go to the toilet, you might feel something there. If you put your fingers in there and you cough, you should feel that place move up and down. That's what is getting activated when we're singing. That is what our breath support is. So many choir directors, for example, they say, more support, give me more support when they're talking to their singers. And then the singers are like, oh, what should I be doing? Should I tense up my abdominal muscles? Or should I stick my tummy out? Like, what am I supposed to be doing? So when they say, give me more support, it's basically saying, activate that coughing muscle. So I hope you have found that muscle. We're going to activate it together. Just give me a he. And you should feel your belly go up and down. Let's do that together. Here we go. He. Yeah. So basically, when we're singing, we want to have the power or the energy right here from our belly, from that coughing muscle, not from here, from our larynx and from all the muscles around our larynx. On here in our neck, we really just want to have the air flow through. But the energy, the tensing up happens in our belly and in the coughing muscle. So with that he exercise, you should have felt your belly go up and down, and you should have felt your coughing muscle activate. Now let's put that into an exercise so that you really feel that muscle getting to work. All right, we're going to build upon the he that we did earlier. So we're going to be doing he ha. Let's do it together. And with every he, and ha, you should feel your belly go up and down the whole time. Let's try that together. Here we go. And he, ha. Well done. He, ha. Let's continue. He, ha. Keep that belly active. He, ha. Last one. Beautiful. So activating that coughing muscle is what we want with every sentence when we're singing. So let's put that into practice with an actual song so that you see how that gets translated to actual singing. So we're going to be working with the chorus of We Are Young by Fun. Now there's many little riffs in there. I'm going to simplify it because it's not about the riffs today. It's about that coughing muscle and breath support. So this is the easier version about the without any riffs or melodies. Okay, here we go. It goes like this. Tonight, we are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. So I know in the original one he does sun, like a whole riff. We're keeping it simple today because it's not about the riffing, it's about the breath support. So go back in this video, rewind the videos to learn the melody if you don't know the melody. If you do know the melody and you can sing along, let's just do that once through and just sing along with me. Notice what happens with your voice. And then we're going to apply the coughing muscle and then see the difference or hear the difference. Here we go. Tonight. And tonight. Okay, now the coughing muscle. Look at my belly going up and down when I'm starting a sentence. So the onset of the sentence. Look at my belly. So we have tonight we are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. Do you see what's happening? Now I know I'm wearing a black dress, so my belly might not be visible as good as it would have been in another color. But do you see how with every sentence that I start, my belly, my abdominal muscles, they tense up, and my coughing muscle as well. So my coughing muscle is getting out, my belly is going in. And whenever I'm breathing, I'm releasing those muscles, which means that my coughing muscle will go in and my belly will go out. So the whole time we have this movement between our abdominal muscles and the coughing muscle. Now, if you don't get this, that's totally normal. This is really, really complicated. This is like a vocal technique that is a little bit more advanced. So the main thing right now, if you're having difficulties to understand this, is put your hands on your belly and feel those abdominal muscles tense up whenever you start a sentence. So tonight, that's where I tensed up my belly muscles. Now I'm releasing them because I'm breathing. Then I'm tensing them back up again. We are young. Release. Tense up. So let's set the world on fire. Release. Breathe. Tense up. We can burn brighter. Release. Breathe. Tense up. Then the sun. Does that make sense? So let's try and do that together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and tonight. Okay, great! Virtual high five to that one. I am super excited to read if you have felt or heard a difference in your sound just by tensing up those abdominal muscles. So the energy and the tensing up comes from down here, from our coughing muscle and our belly muscles, not from up here or the muscles around the larynx. That's the main difference. Now, if you had difficulties applying this vocal technique, just go back and watch the beginning of this video. Really try to feel that coughing muscle. Apply that using the exercise we did, the he, ha, 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 that exercise. And then try to put this in the song. The main thing that you need to remember is that what beginner singers are doing is pushing and straining the voice and using volume or loudness to get there. What we want as trained singers is not to do that. What we want is harness that combination of chest voice muscle and head voice muscle. That's what we did. Plus getting that energy or activation from that coughing muscle and not from pushing or straining the larynx. That's the main thing. Now, if you want to dive deeper into this, because this is just the beginning of vocal technique. And the idea is that when you're building your vocal technique, that you're building this kind of backpack with all these different techniques and tools that you can use to use your voice better. There's one technique in particular that will really help you and that builds on top of this one. And I teach you that in my upcoming free training, which is called Discover the Most Powerful Vocal Technique. So I would highly, highly recommend that you're going through that training, because this is a beautiful next step after having done what we have done today. So you can register for free using the link below in the description. So I'm looking forward to see you there. And then if not, I'll see you here again next week. Thank you so much. Bye.